Welcome to this episode of Colorado Films, the podcast. Today we're joined by emerging filmmakers from the University of Denver's Media, Film, and Journalism Studies program, whose films are part of this year's In Short Student Film Showcase. Kassia Fundoukos directed The Kendama Club, a coming-of-age story about heartbreak, friendship, and finding your place in unexpected community. And Audrey Brittain directed Staked Girls, a genre-bending horror comedy that follows a group of demon girls whose bonds are tested after a ritual goes terribly wrong. Together, these filmmakers showcase the creativity, originality, and diverse storytelling coming out of DU's student film community. Please welcome Kassia and Audrey to the show. Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So let's start at the beginning. What inspired each of you to tell these particular stories?
So I wrote the Kendama Club in my freshman year of college, and so right now I'm finishing up my junior year. And I wrote it for a screenwriting class, but it was inspired by the events that happened right before I wrote it. When I first got to college, I personally went through my first heartbreak, and then on top of that, over winter break, I discovered the kendama and I got really into it, and I brought it back to school and would play with it in the common rooms, and I got everyone on my floor to come out of their rooms and play with it too. So I really wanted to use the kendama and spread the love of it in the way that it helped me.
Okay, nice. It's a beautiful story. Audrey?
Mine is a little less beautiful due to the premise of mine, but I think what I find very important is kind of representation and sort of seeing yourself, especially in characters. So I wrote this script, and honestly, the pilot is not a good representation of people because they're all very mean in the pilot, but I have been a part of a lot of friend groups throughout my life, and as time goes by, you keep some friends, you lose some friends, but I have primarily hung out with a lot of women, and I've noticed that there are often a lot of dynamics that just kind of aren't really addressed all the time in media. There's some power dynamics, but you can have the best of times laughing at each other, but then there's also a lot of turning around and talking mean things about each other. And that's just something that I don't really enjoy, that because we're in an era where we're trying to reclaim our power and be seen and represented in media. But the only way we can be represented is through cruelty, either to each other or towards each other or towards the other gender or anyone else. So that's our only way of reclaiming power. And I was like, I think we could critique that. I think there's a way to critique being mean to each other and also having a form of representation in seeing yourself.
Okay, nice. It seems like those are both very personal stories in the way you see the world, either being at a kendama club or something to help yourself, or how you see the world and yourself represented in the media, which, is always going to be a horrible representation of people, because they're probably the writers representing or writing, college women are probably 40-year-old guys. It's
they're not college women.
They're not college. How are you going to write that? Write what you know. I understand that. At the beginning, you said, or if I was a good enough writer, I would. At the beginning, you said you had your two favorite directors, and who were they?
We were talking about, we're each other's favorite directors.
Oh, that's actually that we love. It's really awesome that we have such a cool community, but we have this bit going on in the class that we're sister films, because we cannot be any more different. But at the end of Kendama, there's a little stake. That's where you put the ball. So ever since then, we're basically the same movie. So that was kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kassia, can you get the kendama on the little stake?
Yeah. I mean, I am not compared to people who do the kendama, I'm a very beginner, but out of everyone in our class, I think I'm the best. So
You got one handy? Can we see?
that would be so smart. But I have to run upstairs to get it.
Upstairs, I can talk to Audrey for a second. We'll get back and get.
I miss you.
Yeah, this is, it's, like I said, it's free flow. Let you do what you want for your films. And the premise, so for yours, the premise mixes horror, comedy, and fantasy. What attracted you to those three? And do you feel a more complete way of telling a story? Because not everything's always one or the other.
Absolutely. I love comedy. I view life through a very like comedic perspective because so many things are super funny. But the reason why I wanted it to be monster horror in specific is because can you think of the last time there's been a girl werewolf or a girl demon or a girl vampire? When is the last time a woman has been allowed to be ugly as a monster? And I think that more girls should be allowed to change into monsters because it's such a good metaphor too. And I think there needs to be more demon girls in the world. So that's why I wanted to blend those two. And I also think that the comedy blends with the horror really well to create absurdism because the whole premise is so like that just doesn't make any sense. So you may as well view it through an absurdist kind of perspective there.
I like that.
Make our girls ugly.
Yeah. So what would be your favorite absurdist horror movie that you've seen in your life?
I would say a big inspiration, and this movie actually bombed in the box office because it wasn't marketed well. But Jennifer's Body is my favorite absurdist comedy, and it's a super huge tonal comp for this one. It's about this girl who gets sacrificed by a band and comes back as a demon and then eats boys and uses it to make herself like attractive. And it's so ridiculous.
All right, I'll have to check that one out.
I highly recommend.
Nice. All right, let's see the kendama skills.
All right, I'm gonna have to adjust where I am. Move my camera back. Okay. I don't have my pink one with me, but that's like my favorite one. Here, let me turn off my background blur.
Yeah,
otherwise it'll get cut off.
Yeah, we'll have to fix it in post. Make some special effects.
Just After Effect it like turning into a fireball and
there you go.
Okay. Oh gosh. Right. I'm on the spot.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I'll do the spike.
All right.
We'll make it look like I did this the first try.
Take one.
Okay.
Take one.
Scene one, take one.
Do you see that steak though? That's some stat.
Oh! Nice.
Yeah. There's the steak. But I could do this for hours.
So for viewers, nice segue, who are unfamiliar with kendama, what are they doing? How can you explain that as a sport or as a way to make friends or friend groups?
Well, okay. Well, as a sport, it has like competitions. There are competitions, and like a lot of different tricks you can do, but to like make friends, I feel like it's really similar to like hacky sack or something.
Okay.
Like where you'll be like you could be anywhere with anyone and just be like doing tricks and taking turns. And the community itself is really like it's really like, what is the right word for it? Like it's a really great community of like people who all want like to spread like joy and like positivity, and really focus on like how the kendama like unites people. But I don't know, I think I'm always like, I'm really big into sports and team sports, but I can't always like play team sports because you need other people. So I really love like any kind of like game or competition thing, and the kendama is a great way to like challenge yourself when you're by yourself, but you can also be with other people too, so you're able to like have the best of both worlds. And I find it's like something that's really calming, and like a lot of times it's easy to like overthink about everything in your life, but the kendama really helps. At least me, when I play with the kendama, I can focus on like one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel the same way about jujitsu. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So tell us, both of you, your journey through DU, because you're a junior, and right, and then Kassia, you're a junior as well, or a senior?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
Junior, and Audrey,
I'm a senior.
you're a senior. So this is your capstone project, if you will.
This is it.
Nice. So do you want to start and tell us your journey through, the department and what you've learned, what you pick up, why you did it, and why you're making this movie, I guess.
Was that me?
Both of you, but besides
Okay.
you're graduating, may as well get your story
Oh,
first.
sure.
So you got the capstone coming.
Capstone thing. Yeah. So this was actually my first time on a student film set where I wasn't acting, or where I was like on the crew. And
Okay.
then I was thrown into director role, not thrown into, I picked it, but or did they pick me? Who knows? But yeah, I was directing it. And that was a really big thing, because how are you supposed to know how a film set is to run if you've never kind of been on those sets? But that collaborative sort of environment, and that acknowledgement that all of us were kind of a little less prepared than we thought we would be, that is what made such a good energy kind of on set. And prior to that, I had done classes through the MFJS building. I realized I was not answering your question.
No, but
But I was doing classes through MFJS, but it was a lot of writing and analyzing stuff,
Okay.
which was super cool. And cinematography, especially, and script writing, were super helpful in writing this script. I didn't write this script in script writing. I actually wrote it like in 2 hours one day on winter break, because I was like, I want to write about demon girls. And it went
Nice.
through many, many revisions since then. But script writing and cinematography were very excellent classes for that foundation. But that on-set experience and that on-set chemistry with your crew and your actors, that is where I learned the most lessons. Because all of us had never really had positions of being in charge of stuff. I'd never been on a set. Now I'm running it. Our DP, she kind of fiddled with cameras, but often would do audio. Our audio person taught themselves everything like from scratch, which has been just a very like, I appreciate everybody in learning how to do things, I guess. And we learned each time we shot, and things got more and more cohesive. So I think that the kind of writing stuff and the camera stuff, super awesome to learn, but then just doing it, that's how we got here, I guess.
Yeah, I hear that a lot through, from you all to, people who are Emmy Award winner and Academy Award winner saying, yeah, just go do it. Like, there's no other substitute for practice and actually failing at it first, and then being like, okay, now I know how not to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And Kassia?
Yeah, I also didn't have like any experience on a set before, and I thought, like, I submitted my script to be made, but we all did in the class, but I didn't think it would be chosen. And so when it was like a really big, like, I gotta step up and do this, and I have no idea how to do this. And I was like one of the only people who hasn't or wasn't in the directing class at school. So I was just like, I don't know how much it helped, but I was just like, okay, I got to figure this out because I got to lead people, and I like wrote this. So it was like a huge learning experience for me, and like I'm not the best at being like assertive and like super like on top of like I'm on top of things, but I'm not the best at being like a super confident leader thing.
Okay.
So I was
Nice.
like, it really pushed me outside of my comfort zone to direct the movie. And it also taught me a lot about like myself and like my process and how I learn like what kind of things I like and what kind of things I don't like. And I guess for like the journey throughout college, it would be like, I wrote this in freshman year, and then I'm a film major, so I've been taking classes, but I also really big into sports. So I'm also getting a minor in kinesiology. So I started like focusing some more on the kinesiology, and Um, it was just like I was abroad this past semester, which actually was like a perfect precursor to making the movie because they had like a production studio, and so I was basically part of like making this live TV show.
Okay.
That's like a variety show with a band and things.
So cool.
And yeah, so that was like that helped me like get me ready first, but then it was all like getting thrown into this like narrative. This is narrative now, and it's just a group of like 5 people having to make this. And yeah, now I have another year left, but I'm excited. I hope I get to make some more things.
Nice. And so do you feel that you said it showed you, you know, how your leadership style wasn't as forward. Do you think that's improved for you? Do you think if you went on the next one, you would be like, hey, I'm the leader here. You listen to me, kind of? Is that that did it for you?
I think so.
Nice.
Well, I think it's helped a lot, but I still have a ways to go. But like I learned, like at first I felt kind of like guilty that like my leadership style is maybe like too relaxed, and like people like want like answers and things, but I kind of am like open and want like let people do things like whatever. But I guess like as the movie went on, like I was learning how to like be like that's a valid type of leadership, to have like a more open and relaxed thing and not be like policing everyone about things. So.
Okay. And Audrey, how'd you run your set? Was it more open, relaxed, or were you very, very like, this has to be done this way? You know, not to compare, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a straight iron. No, I'm kidding. I would say it was definitely a very collaborative sort of environment as well. I was a bit more like, when I did have something that I wanted, I would work through with the actors, especially. That was my favorite part, was working with the actors, because they're absolutely lovely people. And like if I had a way that I'd want them to play it, I'd give it to them, but then they'd give me something back with it. A lot of our funniest lines, in my opinion, are written by them. So we have like establishing jokes in there, but then they're like, oh, wouldn't it make sense for this character to say this? And yes, duh, of course, this is like our movie, this is our baby. So you understand that. But I think it's just kind of keeping the vibes good, not taking ourselves the most seriously. Because once again, like first student set, I feel like it's good to have a bit of looseness in the directing style, but so my editing team and sound team will tell you that I am very picky when it comes down to it. But on set, super good, collaborative, open vibe.
Nice. And so were any directors or filmmakers kind of inspired you? I know you said Sophie's Body was a movie that inspired you for yours, Audrey.
Or Jennifer's, yeah.
Jennifer's Body, thank you.
But that works too.
Yeah, well, it's Sophie's choice, right?
People.
But who are like, out of, I guess, professionals, or not even professionals, but people that you've known, that you've seen direct, or films you've seen, what else has inspired your filmmaking or your cinematic journey that you've, you know, or wanted to learn that style?
In terms of like visual style, I can't give like a top person, but like in terms of like directing style, I guess my mom had sent me this like Instagram reel about like Clint Eastwood and how he directs. Is like he would be like, he has one take only, and so he's like on the set and he's like, all right, is everybody ready to go? Okay, action. And then he'll be like, cut. That was great. Now moving on. Like he just like is so relaxed, and he just like doesn't yell action. It's like one cut, and he is able to do that while also being like a great leader too. And so I guess that's something that really like inspired me. In terms of like visuals, I can't say I could pick one like a specific director, but I definitely have like my favorite movies and things. But.
Okay, nice. Audrey, do you have any? I mean, Jennifer's Body.
That's funny. That's my thing. I'm like, yes, I don't even know the director for that. But I would say like rewatchability and comfort are a super big thing for me. So as a kid, I would rewatch films like Mean Girls, Pitch Perfect, as of lately, like Bottoms, sort of any film with a blooper reel is something that I really enjoy, because that means that people are having fun on set. Because in all honesty, I think that film is just play. Like we're all playing with worlds, we're all playing with the way that this thing can look. So I think that when you're playing on set, it comes through in performance. So like directing style, anything that allows the people to have a say in it and to have just mess around with stuff, like let loose a little bit. And then visual style, I would say I also can't think of anything off the top of my head because I just listed my 3 favorite movies and those are not known for their cinematography. But like sort of character design, color, like poses, like reoccurring motifs in music, and like shadows are all super big things that you will see in Staked, and super big things that I'm like just get so stoked about. Like when I see a shadow on the wall crawling over someone's face, that's good. I like that.
I mean, on top of like Audrey saying her favorite movies, like Bottoms has Rachel Sennett in it. And Rachel Sennett like has her own TV show too that she like runs and like is like inspired by her life. So I guess I'm sure I think she's directed it and written it. Like she's like the own showrunner. But that's another person that I would say I take a lot of inspiration from, because I feel like she's really authentic.
Women.
Nice.
We like women directors.
True. Yeah. I mean, they come up with very unique stories that we don't, hear often, because again, it's a bunch of old white guys probably writing it. So we're going to hear those stories. What was the most difficult day on set during these productions, and why? I mean, and it can be simple as you stubbed your toe.
Let me think. Audrey, do you have one? Or
you Stu. Our most difficult, I think that shooting wise, it went remarkably pretty well. Despite once again me saying like first set ever, but our most difficult set I think was actually, I have 2 days on set. There was one day where we were running one scene and we needed a lot of coverage for it. So for the editors, sorry guys, a lot of takes. We took 19 takes of 1 2-minute scene. Oh my gosh, nobody needs to do that. It was all camera, or we'd give it to the actors and they'd be like, hold on, let me try this. And then we'd have a camera hauled up because we had a big like dolly setup that would wrap around the room. So it was like a slow panning shot. And I'd be like, I need you to time it to this line. So we took 19 takes of that. And I'm pretty sure that was definitely like okay, guys, all right, take 19, let's go. But we did feed them Trader Joe's after, so all was well. Nice. And so that repetition was
Tokyo Joe's?
Is Tokyo Joe's. Oh my gosh. Edit that out. Me and Tokyo Joe's are like this. I get him confused with the other Joe. But that was definitely hard. And I think that taught me a lot about my directing style as well, like being more decisive, like we need to move on. That was a very good take. We said that was a good take. I don't think we need another one. The safety take added 15. And then also our night shoot. We have a kidnap sequence that takes place at night. And we were running behind because, oh my goodness, the sun does not set at 7:30. The sun sets at 9. Uh-oh. It's not winter anymore because it was winter when we planned it. So keeping our actors sort of awake and alive during that time was super tough. Just lighting stuff in the middle of a neighborhood and making sure that it doesn't take past 1 a.m. So we wrapped at 1 and our actors were like, I'm so tired. And I looked at them and I go, we got a rear view mirror shot. Kassia, do you know the one where she like grabs the mirror and her eyes are there? That was the shot that we were being held up on because we wanted it to be perfect. And she's like, it's okay. Like, let's just keep pushing through. But I am really tired if that's okay. And I go, of course, the shot will be worth it. And then we showed her the shot and she was good.
All right. And what take number did you use out of the 15 takes?
We took it was a stitch between take 14 and take 17. I liked the performance of the beginning of take 14, and then we have a little insert shot with the files, and then the take 18 shot is when she like gives the most devious little facial expression.
Okay. Okay. So maybe it was, those were
It was
worth it too.
it was worth it.
There you go. All right.
So like difficult day on set. It probably would be the longest day that we had to wake up like at 6 in the morning or something, or like be there at 6. And that was probably the hardest day because it just was so like everyone was so tired, and there was a lot of things we had to do, and so it was, I don't know, it was just difficult because of the length of the day and everyone being tired, but then also like making sure we were on like schedule was that was difficult because it was a lot of like felt like you had to like compromise like getting some more shots a lot of times. And it was like the day that we all as a group like really started learning how to work, like how the most efficient way to work with each other is. So I feel like that was like the biggest learning day. And on top of that, it was long and everyone was really tired. So it's like, that was probably the hardest day on set, but it was a great experience anyways.
All right. So coffee for both of you, I guess, because we have long days.
Please.
So it'd be coffee or energy drinks. Which is the set choice?
Coffee. And the Chobani, not sponsored, the Chobani creamer. We got cold brew and Chobani is so good.
I actually think we had energy drinks, but I am personally a coffee person.
Yeah. I was gonna say, especially at a night shot, like energy drink, you're drinking some cold at night. No, I drink a coffee. I'll keep you up till 3 in the morning. Don't worry about it. Until 3 in the morning when you're like, oh my God, I should have been to bed 5 hours ago.
But you're still on set with the camera in your hand and you're like, all right.
It's just the days. You're like, we'll get it. So obviously you're graduating from DU, going to DU. How has DU's film program, how has the university influenced your storytelling? I know I saw it in the Kendama Club. I think you were filming on the green there in front of one of the buildings.
Yeah, we actually filmed primarily everywhere we filmed was on campus.
Okay. So yeah.
So.
Good shout out. Maybe it can be a promotional video for it.
Yeah, it could, because we showcase beautiful DU.
Yeah, get some of that DU money. Like, hey back here, student scholarships or whatnot.
But I would say like the program has, or DU in general, like my experiences are what I wrote the script based off of, and I wrote the script in my screenwriting class. So that definitely, and then I made the script in my other class. So it was really interesting, and I'm grateful for how DU helped me like take something from the beginning of my time here and like still be able to create it later. So you feel like what you are learning and what you're working on is actually building to help you like become a better filmmaker.
Nice. Audrey, and obviously again, you went to DU, it's your school. Did you shoot entirely on campus or did you go off campus for some of the shots?
We shot in off-campus houses and apartments for most of it, but super close to DU because in all honesty, being close to the cage and close to all the gear that they offer, that was a lifesaver. Because do you know how many times you're like, oh, we need another Airy kit? Of course you do. Of course, we're in a dark basement. So definitely like the accessibility to those resources and those tools. I didn't write the script in a script writing class. So I kind of wish I did, so I'd have a bit more input on the story before we shot in, or before we started going in. But I definitely like had guidance through peers and DU students also. And like some of the characters are inspired by people I met at DU, but not the evil parts, just like the dynamic part. Like kind of just meeting people here, just being collective with a bunch of creative filmmakers and creative people in general. That definitely helps more stuff to happen. But I don't think DU wants to use my film to promote it because it's about girls killing college boys. So,
play it for the hockey team before they get on the ice. Like, you guys don't win.
Just
Yeah.
remember.
You gotta, so what's next for you both? I mean, Audrey, you'll be graduating, and so do you have any plans for, you know, moving, I don't know, to Hollywood and become a big Hollywood director, or stick around here, grow the Colorado film scene?
You know, I honestly really fell in love with Staked as a concept. It is set up as a series. So we shot the pilot / proof of concept sort of vibe here. And I was at a very point in my life where I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do with my life? Right? As we all are. And I've heard that that doesn't go away. So joy.
Nope. Yeah.
But I was definitely feeling a bit lost. I do some audio production stuff with Youth on Record, which is super fun. That's a local podcasting business that I was actually going to mention to you because podcast.
Okay.
And but I really, free promo here for Man Thing. I really want to continue Staked. I have a pretty solid 5-episode outline that I think could be done under a feasible budget. So I'm just gonna grind, work part-time, and finish out this series hopefully within the next year or two.
Nice. Have you talked to anyone? I know Series Fest was last month.
Yes, I went there.
Anybody? You went there? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any positive thoughts? Are any of those people coming? I mean, I can do what I can on Thursday and be like, "Hey, Series Fest," tag them and whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple numbers at Series Fest. That's my cheeky Staked girl persona coming out too, because our whole marketing is super like teehee. But yeah, I got a few numbers there. I reached out to a couple of people who are like, oh, just show me your proof of concept. So I definitely I think being that indie sort of vibe is super important. And then just kind of getting that support and that funding. That's what I'm going to start looking for.
Nice.
Because people love Demon Girls. I don't know.
Yeah. And I interviewed Mandy Spooks. She's up here in Superior, and she does it's called the not Ghoul Chester, that's the cheese. But she does it's women focused horror that she's doing, and she's doing a film right now called Bad Boy, which the woman, she thinks she's dating a serial killer, but there also might be something with her dog that's a little off. So it was one of my previous episodes. Mandy Spooks is all about, giving women directors a voice, especially in horror. So she might be someone you could reach out to and connect. I'll send you her information after.
Please, thank you.
And Cass, what are your futures?
So I've got another year, but I my mom lives in Los Angeles.
Okay.
So I have the option to go there too. I'm actually here right now. But so that's great for me, I guess. But I also have the option to be in Colorado, and I guess what's next is I really think I'm interested in the development side of production, making movies and TV shows. So I hope to get some experience with that, but also I would really want to just try to get more experience on set in general. And what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, shoot. I guess, for future, I also work on a podcast, where I edit, media, and that's more sports media. So I have some interest in, sports media as well as, film. And so if there's anything I can find that, brings the two worlds together even more, I would, that's something I'm very interested in.
Okay. What's it? There's Thrive Media Collective. I'll try to send you that. The guy who runs that, it's a lot of media. He's in the Colorado Film and Video Association, and it's mostly what he does. It's golf. So he does sports media for golf, but he's got a media collective that you could talk with them, and they're, he's very open, very nice guy. I want to say his name's Dave, but it's not Dave. It's on the top of my head. I'll think of it when we're done, and then I'll myself when I introduce you. But yeah, I mean, because where
That
there's
would be
a big
awesome.
thing growing here in Colorado. You know, we're getting Sundance next year, so all the local talent that we can have, it's like, you know, look at this. We've got it from high school kids, college students, adults, old guys like me who are like, hey, even I can try to do something in media. So yeah, it's great what you all are doing. Is there anything that you'd like to leave with us that I haven't asked? Anything you'd like to promote? I know we've promoted some things. Anything, you know, the floor is yours. So please, whatever you'd like to let our fans and media know.
Well, just thank you so much for having us on your podcast. This has been really fun.
Thank you.
I guess the only thing would be the showcase, the in-short showcase on Thursday. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then if anybody can come, right? It's not
Yeah.
Everybody should come, because why wouldn't you, right? It's a good event.
It's a great event, and you know, you get to see the future filmmakers of America, I guess. You know, real stories by real women trying to scare you and make you think.
Yes, that's what we want. Follow our Instagrams at Kendama Club. Is it Kendama Club Film or is it Kendama Club?
Yeah. Kendama Club Film.
Kendama Club Film. Ours is at Steak Girls Film. We're doing the 7 days of Staked right now, so tune in on that.
What's the 7 days of Staked?
It is just basically us teasing our audience, like, hey, the movie's coming. It's a little promo thing. We have a quiz, like, what staked girl are you? We have storyboard versus shot stuff. We have behind the scenes stuff. So
okay, if
you like cute little girls, not little, cute, awesome women.
There we go.
There it is. That's my once again, that persona coming out.
Yeah.
Follow along with us and support Sister Films. I don't know which way she is. There it is.
You're right that way.
On my screen, she's down to your bottom left, but other side.
Oh.
That's me. There we go.
Support Sister Films.
So,
is that it?
I think you got it. Yeah. And until I switch the camera and record it, and then it's all gone anyway.
And we're done.
Well, thank you, Audrey and Kassia. I very much appreciate it, and I can't wait to come on Thursday and watch your films and keep supporting you and watching you continue to grow as filmmakers and directors and whatnot.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Appreciate you.
As well. Let me just stop recording. There we go.